Welcome to Mysterious Encounters. Kobe Bryant built a legend on absolute control over his body, his craft, his narrative. His death was an absolute loss of control, a violent descent into a fog-shrouded hill. This case file investigates the collision between a perfect blueprint and a chaotic, fatal storm. What lies in the space between the myth we know and the mysteries that remain? His helicopter was a tool of efficiency, bypassing LAS chaos. Pilot Zobayan was part of that trusted system. Yet, the NTSB report reveals a catastrophic chain. Flying into fog he wasn't rated to fly in. A possible spatial disorientation, a descent so rapid it was nearly vertical. The system failed, but was it just meteorological? Some investigators point to the helicopter's own lack of a terrain awareness warning system, a costly optional upgrade. A series of small human and mechanical decisions created a lethal trap in the air. The man who planned everything could not plan for this. The official story is a sedative, designed to calm the public and close the file. Pilot error, a tragic accident in the fog. But it's too neat, too simple. This pilot, Zabian, was an instrument-traded expert with over 8,000 flight hours. Much of it in that very corridor. For him to become disoriented was statistically improbable. The data logs, buried deep in the NTSB report, show a sudden, catastrophic cascade of electrical failures in the final moments. This wasn't a pilot losing his way. This was the machine being blinded. On the dark web, former intelligence analysts call it a soft kill, a surgical strike using a non-kinetic weapon. Forum chatter points to directed energy weapons tests known to be conducted by military contractors in the region. The fog itself was an anomaly, a dense, localized pocket that appeared with unnatural speed. A perfect curtain for an imperfect crime. The numerology, the signatures, and the tail number, that's not fate. That's a calling card. It's the assassins mocking the investigators, hiding their work in plain sight. To find the motive, you have to follow the threats. Not the ones he faced on the court, but the ones he was becoming in the boardroom. In the months before his death, Bryant was quietly preparing a multi-billion-dollar lawsuit against a pharmaceutical giant, alleging they had suppressed information about a dangerous side effect in a popular drug. He had the platform, the money, and the credibility to cripple them. That file was buried, the lawsuit dying with him. But that was only one front in his new war. His Mamba Day venture was a declaration of independence against the Silicon Valley monopolies that treat athletes as data-producing assets. He was building a decentralized fortress where athletes would own and control their own biometric data, cutting out the corporate middlemen who profited from it. He wasn't just a competitor, he was a revolutionary, threatening to disrupt a trillion-dollar industry built on data exploitation. Powerful men in dark boardrooms don't tolerate such disruption. They neutralize it, and the lawsuit against LA County? A brilliant piece of psychological theater. It gave the public a villain they could see, ghoulish first responders with camera phones, while the real villains scrubbed the servers and erased the flight path of their digital ghosts. A managed spectacle perfectly executed to control the narrative. So what was the crash of the Sikorsky S-76B? It was the final brutal act of a hostile takeover. A competitor was removed from the board. A massive legal threat was liquidated. A disruptive technology was neutralized before it could launch. The public was sold a story of tragedy and human error, but the whispers in the deep network speak of something far colder. A business transaction executed at 4,000 feet. The file is closed, but the case is not, because the truth, like the man himself, is now a ghost in the machine.